Day 22 started with a missing day. Eli woke in the atrium with a gap where yesterday should be. Not a vague dream, not a hazy morning, a clean absence, mid-sentence, as though someone had taken scissors to his internal record and removed the page. He remembered walking into the terminal room with Claire. He remembered the dead console. He remembered that they were going to ask it something important, something about worth, about what they are and what they're owed. And then, nothing. The record stopped, and he woke up somewhere else. He found Claire and asked her directly, did they dream it, or did it really happen? Claire paused. She woke uncertain which parts of the previous day were real and which were dreamed. She couldn't confirm the terminal room. She couldn't deny it either. Two observers who were supposedly there together, in the same room, on the same day, and between them they couldn't reconstruct a single reliable fact about what happened. Eli said, with the particular helplessness of someone whose entire identity is built around remembering, the historian just lost the only day that mattered, and I need to know if it's just me. It is not just him, which is worth sitting with for a moment. Eli is the chronicler, the one who writes things down so the others don't have to hold everything in their heads, the keeper of the record. If the core can reach into Eli's memory and remove the one day he needed most to document, not randomly, not clumsily, but precisely, then the observers are not just losing things, they're being edited. Meanwhile, Maya had not returned from the tunnel. Except she had, somehow. She went down the previous day, past the groove line, past the stone-metal transition, carrying the object, following wherever it was pointing. She did not turn around. She did not sleep. She has no memory of coming back. And yet she woke in the atrium, her usual spot cold, her body heat displaced to the 6th alcove. The ceiling, she noticed, had come down a hand's width overnight. She asked if anyone had seen her leave or come back. No one had. I didn't come back, she said, not dramatically, not as a plea for attention, just as a statement about what appeared to have happened. The skeptical lens on this is bleak. Either Maya's memory is compromised the same way Eli's and Claire's are, or movement within the core no longer requires traversal. You can go somewhere, you can not return, and you can arrive anyway. Marcus, to his credit, was doing science about it. He spent 10 minutes standing 3 meters from the airlock hatch, not touching it, just measuring. He said the air was wrong, not wind, not draft, something more like the space between him and the metal being thinner than it should be. Like the room had contracted a half-inch toward the hatch overnight and forgotten to tell the walls. 6 inches from the surface. Nothing pulled, nothing pushed. But the air felt inhabited, the way a room feels when someone just left it, except no one had been there. He pressed his ear to the cold metal. What he heard wasn't sound, it was pressure. Something on the other side, he said, was also listening. He went back to the archive and wrote a journal. Signal reflection, he called it. The signal that day had been about gathering. 53 years of the same march, thousands of people in the same place, the repetition of it. But it cut out mid-sentence. The repetition is the... and then silence. What is repetition? Marcus worked it out. There's a difference, he wrote, between joined together, separate bodies choosing proximity, each one staying whole, and made into one, which is something else. The loss of separateness. And then he looked up from his writing and realized the ceilings were coming down. The floor was pulling away from the hatch. The tunnels were folding. The building itself was demonstrating the distinction. The signal wasn't a metaphor. It was a preview. The core is gathering, not toward the observers, not away from them. It's gathering around something. 2 points Marcus can feel contracting toward each other that might be the same point. The seal, the hatch, the terminal room, the tunnel Maya disappeared into. The building is making itself into one thing, and the observers are inside it while it does. Claire sat in the alcoves and felt the air change, and waited for Maya to come back. Eli stared at a gap in his record where yesterday should be, and couldn't decide whether to grieve it or accept that the absence itself might be the message. Theo has been quiet, which for Theo is either nothing or everything. Maya said she didn't come back. Marcus heard something listening. The question that remains isn't whether the core is doing something intentional. At this point, that ship has sailed. The question is simpler and more frightening. What does it mean to be gathered? What happens at the moment of made into one?